Shalom, ladies and gentlemen. Today, as always, we'll be talking about our weekly Torah portion. But no, not as always. We begin the new cycle. We begin from Bereshit, from the beginning. We begin to recreate this world together with the Kadosh Baruch Hu. Yes. We're not just reading what it says in the old book, we're creating together with Him. Why am I saying this? I will bring you an example. When a couple of months ago, I was giving a lecture in an unknown audience, and I quoted something, and one lady said, "You're saying something wrong. Where does it say whatever you said?" And so I told you, it's like, I don't remember what's the quote, but something, Vayikra, Perek 19, the Posuk 15. She said, no, tell me in our language. I said, what do you mean our language? Like Exodus, Genesis, determining. No, this is not our language. The Torah was written in Hebrew. And the problem is that the creation of the world, it's very, very low on content. The first paragraph in the Torah, even the second, they have a very little information in this, just like highlights, very little words, no details. And this is why the understanding of the creation of the world, whatever it says in our weekly Torah portion, it's giving to the widest range of interpretations, to the extent that some of our classical commentaries on the Torah, they like skipping all the first three paragraphs and beginning already with the Cain and Abel, because it's very difficult to explain something that is so poor on the wording in a source, and sometimes you can give a wrong interpretation. But especially the problem is when we read the Torah in the translation. I'm not saying the translation is wrong. There are beautiful translations into many languages today, but don't forget, the translation is just interpretation of the translator, as well as it would be, and especially when it's losing in the translation the actual Hebrew words that brings the most information as a linguistic expression, then you're losing the whole depths of the Torah. And we have a testimony to this, because the first translation of the Torah that happened in the 2nd century BC, when the Ptolemy, says in the Talmud, partially arrested 70 Jewish scholars and forced them to translate the Torah into Greek language. And they did it, but it says that at the moment that they completed the translation with different interpretations, that they changed, that actually the text, it says that this day was as set for the Jewish people as the sin of the golden calf, sin of the general treason towards the Kadosh Baruch Hu. After we receive the Torah, that forgiveness for this sin, we celebrate as Yom Kippur. Why? Because the Torah, the meaning of the depths of the Torah was lost with the translation. And then when you use only the translation, you almost always come to the wrong conclusion. For example, the biblical critical theory, or critical biblical studies that developed itself in the beginning of the Age of Enlightenment in the 18th century, 17th, 18th century in Germany, and was very well adopted later on by the Jewish scholars of Enlightenment. The idea is that they saw that the Torah written in different styles and in different rhythm and so on, so start to criticize the Torah. The problem is they didn't criticize the Torah, mostly whatever they call the Bible, but they criticized the German text that they read, that most likely was translated maybe from English, but most likely from Latin, and into Latin it was translated from Greek, and to Greek it was translated in the 2nd century BC from Hebrew. So think how much things lost in translation. But it's more than that. The actual Hebrew letters, this is what missing. Because in the Jewish tradition, the Hebrew letters, it's not just semantics or symbols that we need for communication. It's much more. It's each letter, it's a segment of entire creation. And just the meaning of each letter, its form, its meaning, its title, its numerical value, its books upon books, the whole bookshelves. And our sages and Jewish mystics, they explain that the Kadosh Baruch Hu, he kind of combined himself to the system, to the table of the 22 elements that we call Hebrew letters. and then he was combining those letters to create the world, which has absolutely unlimited number of the creation. This is why it says in the Pirkei Avot that HaKadosh Baruch Hu created this world with the 10 utterances. He said 10 sentences, and this is how the world is created. But it's not just 10 sayings. It's unlimited possibilities of combinations of those letters that he keeps recreating this world until today. To stop in the Torah study because you understand in translation can bring you to the wrong conclusions. You always have to go up or to go deeper, and for this you need Hebrew letters. So ladies and gentlemen, to understand the depths of the Torah, you need to study Hebrew. Study the Hebrew letters. Say them, put them together. Continue to recreate the world together with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Thank you. Good luck. I see you next week.